Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video series, which I'm going to be starting, we're going to go through exercises, setups, variations, and how to perform them. Today we are going to cover a free weight, freestanding, wide grip row, which is specific, but if you are working for that upper back and you don't have a whole lot of equipment, or this is just something in your training, then I will help you figure out how to do it today. So first things first is, why do you do a wide grip row? Well, wide grip rows help target the upper back, the rhomboids, the rear delts just a little bit, and the traps, the mid and lower. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on that, and let's do a setup. We need to talk about elbow angle, because elbow angle will help target other muscles. If you're closer to the body, like under 15 degrees, you're going to be targeting a little bit more of lats. If you're around the 45-degree mark, that's going to help target a little bit more rear delts. And then of course, if we go past that, that's when we start being able to really focus and kind of bias the rhomboids, the middle lower trapezius, and depending on the angle of your back, even your upper traps and shoulders. But today we're going to show you how to just target those specific muscles that you are trying to do. So first things first, of course, you want your elbows to be above that 45-degree mark. You don't want to be in super extension, because no, that's not going to help anything. It's going to be real awkward. You're not going to be strong from that position. So second thing is what are the two variables that we can do? We have dumbbells and then we have barbells. So first things first is we have dumbbells, and doing a wide grip row, you either want to have your hands pronated or you want to have them neutral. Either one's just fine, especially going through this movement. Sometimes neutral grips feel a little bit easier on the shoulders while performing this exercise. However, if you're doing barbell, you will not be able to do neutral grip, and I'll show you that here in just a second. So, like I said, dumbbells, barbells, and when you do dumbbells, you can have neutral, pronation, and just a quick example of the movement you go through, you're just fine. Barbell, like I was saying, here's the example. You can either have pronation or supination. You can't have that nice neutral grip because that doesn't make any sense, especially when you have weight on it. All right, now let's go through the setup of the wide grip row. What does your body need to look like? Well, the kinetic chain goes from the feet to the head. So of course, let's figure out what the lower part of a body needs to look like in order to execute this, as it will affect the movement. So first things first, let's look at the legs. So if we keep a straight leg, it's really going to pull on the hamstrings. That's not the target of a row. We're trying to work back. So what we want to do is we want to bend the knees, so we take the load off the hamstrings. That way we can focus more on our back. We want to hinge at the hips, kind of send the butt back. And through that movement, we're going to be clearly lowering the torso, and that angle that we want to kind of keep is somewhere around 45 to a little bit lower. The lower you go, the more pressure you'll feel on your lower back, and that's going to exhaust you, and that is not the goal of the movement. So you don't want to go too low. You kind of want to maybe keep it away from that 90-degree mark. So I would say within 10 degrees of flexion, you want to stay around that 45-degree mark. So with everything we know with our elbows set up and our different variations of the pull, whether neutral, pronated, and where our elbows need to be, what we're going to do is get around that 45-degree mark, and we're going to go down and we're going to pull up or contract and get our elbows parallel with our torso. Another important thing to remember is, as we go through that movement, make sure not to travel up, because then you'll start pulling with different muscles, and that's not the goal. You want to target between the shoulder blades and, of course, the other upper back muscles, the rhomboids, mid and lower trapezius. So go through, pull, make sure you're staying low, because you start coming up, you're going to start shrugging the weight and upright rowing the weight, and that'll be more shoulders. So this has been wide grip row with me and you, and I hope this helps. Comment down below any suggestions, what you'd like to see, and how, if you have any more questions about this exercise, and I'll help clarify. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.